Okay, so for this part of my tutorial, I'm going to actually just do any kind of cloth area. So basically on this one, anywhere that you have that kind of grey with brown. So I'm trying to make a kind of dirty wool out of this one. So this is how I'm going to achieve it. Dead simple. I'm just going to do Ultron layer and Reichland flesh shade. Gosh, I went weird then. Anyway, so the idea is quite simple. Now, you might be wondering, well, couldn't I use a contrast for this? Well, unfortunately, there's only really two contrasts that I know of that do a kind of deep brown. And unfortunately, both of those have a habit of turning light grey into a bronzy metal colour. So what I'm going to do is I want to keep the dark grey as a kind of part of it. And I'm just going to, it's not a dry brush per se, it's just me sort of rolling over the top. Oh, my paint is not thick enough to achieve this. This is like where you have to have a wet brush but not a wet coat of paint. So it's kind of like not quite a dry brush, this. You can see here as well where the green of the skin has kind of crossed onto this. I'm trying to coat that just gently. Here we go, this is what I'm going for. It takes a while, but if you get the paint consistency where you want it, there we go, that's what I was after. So I'm after a kind of not exactly what you might call a, I'm not dry brushing, I'm actually just very gently there. Okay, so to some extent I'm using a heavy coat on this and then just trying to gently run my brush over okay. Now that's looking okay. So what I've got there is I've got a kind of grey effect. I'm going to do the same on this. Again, I'm neither trying to go over, I'm just trying to pick out key details. Obviously, what's going to happen is when I go over these, there we go, right, so that gives me a kind of nice detail, and I've just realised actually these here probably need to be pink, don't they, to be lilac over the lilac. So yeah, there's just another little bit there that I need to get my brush into. It's kind of bands. I want these to be woolen or some kind of like white skinned. I could go for leather, but as I don't want to go down that path on these, Okay, so I've got the white, and I'll just very quickly show you how I apply this ink to get the dirty effect to them. Basically, again, I'm going to grab and then good generous amount of ink and then just rub it over it. And then this inking over the top creates that dirt. As I said, I can't really use a brown contrast, because brown contrast, when it goes over grey, it turns it a bronze. Now I'm going to get extra dark into here. And anywhere where it's a shadow, I'm going to try and really darken that up. There we go. And that is how I'm getting a very simple dirty wrap effect.